Queensland Gas Corporation is developing coal seam assets in the gas fields in the Surat Basin. We were looking to ramp up the production rate of well sites. It had been quite low at that point. We were faced with some challenges on constantly changing design as well as trying to construct these facilities. It was not being done particularly cost effectively as well, so we had to preserve our budget.
Certainly the production of wells per month was lower than QGC would want. The quality of the product that they were getting was less than the standard that they wanted. Was certainly another aspect that they wanted to concentrate on. But I guess the largest one was the cost of the well facilities.
We had two contractors building these well sites. It was very much treating them as a traditional construction contractor, but we complicated that type of arrangement by virtue of the fact that QGC was supplying a lot of the equipment and materials as part of that, so they couldn't actually control everything they were being asked to do. And I think we were constantly driving them to perform, but we held the solution to a lot of their problems.
The level of communication between the parties was low. And the understanding of how to improve the situation was not there at all. I don't think anyone knew. QGC obviously knew they had to do something, and one of the somethings they did do was engage PIP.
So PIP did an analysis of this and highlighted various pinch points, and then helped us develop the KPIs that gave us the focus to drive out the inefficiencies around that and get it working as a true production line.
Once the competition was understood, that out of the two-horse race there would only be one remaining, that naturally drove ourselves and probably the other contractor at the time to think about how we could do things better. So it was really about understanding constructability, understanding of efficiency, understanding what drove costs up and what drives costs down.
They were able then to give us some fairly simple, very useful tools that highlighted I guess those deficient areas and allowed us to develop the KPIs. And then those KPIs, we were reporting back and been quite open with the contractor regularly on this. We had them pasted up on the walls so that we could talk about the areas that we were trying to improve. It's a lot about collecting the data but making it visible and then acting upon that where you were seeing the wrong sort of trends.
There was a joint working group set up so you could understand all the little drivers that went along the path to getting the outcome. So there was a forum for open discussion. There was certainly a coming together of the teams from both sides to work together in that process, and there was certainly a lot of things done around how the contract was formed up to make it a win-win for both the client and the contractor.
PIP were quite instrumental in driving what I call a design build-off competition, where we set up both of the contractors to do the same task, which was the construction of a well site facility. That developed a list of improvement opportunities that PIP facilitated working with the contractor on to try and improve.
Even though they were being paid by the client, they were relatively unbiased. They were certainly very open to facilitate discussions. They were certainly very active in scheduling meetings and preparing information for the meetings, getting the discussion going between the two groups.
They were able to work with a number of the contractors, key individuals and key members of the QGC team, not only to coach them through the process that we're following to drive improvement, to provide them also with some basic tools, simple management tools that will, I guess, be useful for the people's careers in entirety, not only for the foreseeable future within building well site facilities.
The wins for me is that I can see that I've got a team in the field that understands the objective. If we drive costs down, it actually can become more profitable for our business. By being able to deliver on what we said we could deliver, better than what we said we could deliver, we can make actually the contract more profitable for our organisation while delivering a better cost outcome for our client.
And in a period of around about 3 months, we were able to lift the production levels by about a factor of 2 and get the unit rate of well site facility construction down by about 50%. I think that's a pretty drastic improvement over such a relatively short time frame. The future for us is that we will be doing the same thing, building well site facilities over and over again, year on year for the next 4 or 5 years at least.
There's a lot of opportunity to get the production numbers a lot higher, and certainly the client wants us to get production numbers up probably twofold on where we were last year, and we see that as achievable. In getting the production numbers up twofold, we also see that we can improve the cost output, probably in the order at this stage, probably another 10% from where we said that we would be, and that's purely by understanding the work a little bit better, by using the tools that PIP have set up for us, by having the open discussions about managing continuous improvement.
We've already banked the savings that we're able to deliver through PIP's engagement, and that has reset the budget for the next phase. Our challenge is to be continually developing the well site facilities cheaper and cheaper, month on month, year on year, to stay ahead of our competition.
I would definitely recommend the PIP process, the PIP process to other contractors in the future. It reaps real benefits.
When you're faced with massive challenges in a client contracting environment where there's a lot happening very quickly, and their independence and objectivity and obviously skill in being able to come in and analyse outside of the mainstream of production of these well site facilities is invaluable. But without their engagement, it would have been very difficult for us to have got to the point of improvement in the timescale that we required.